Okay, so this lesson is something that we actually did before Christmas break, but we decided to back up yesterday and go over it one more time, just so that it was super fresh in our brains, because before Christmas break we did it super quickly, just quick enough to get through the test. So we're talking about monomials. A monomial is a number, a variable, or a product of a number and variables. So something like 4x, 7x squared. We can even throw in 2 letters, okay? Some sort of coefficient and some variables or combination of variables. When they have the same variables and the exponents, they're called like terms. So looking at number 1, they both end in an x, they're like terms. When we are adding or subtracting, what we're doing is we're going to combine like terms. It is super huge that we do not change the variables and the exponents. In other words, we do not change the ending. If these end in x, my answer needs to end in x. If these end in y squared, my answer needs to end in y squared. And then we're just going to do whatever math is there. 17 minus 25 is negative 8, so negative 8x. Negative 23 plus 6 is a negative 17. If I end up with something where the endings are not the same, like number 5, this one ends in AB, this one ends in AC, they are going to stay separate. Sometimes we have things like this on number 11. I have 2 things that are w squared. 13 and 4 would give me 17 w squared. 9w and negative 31w would give me negative 22w. Go ahead, pause this, try to work through number 16. The teacher has an answer key where you can check yourself. Once you get through 16, check yourself, then move on to the back. The back has multiplying. When we multiply, we're using the product rule. So when I'm saying x to the something times x to the something, so like this, x squared times x to the third. We're going to take those exponents and add them together. So I have x squared, so I could say x to the 2 plus 3, when we know that 2 plus 3 is 5. So my answer is x to the 5. You can pause for a second and work through 18 and 19 before going on. When I'm looking at these, it's huge that we remember, because we're multiplying. I want to do 4 times 3. We know that 4 times 3 is 12. And then I'm going to combine my x's. X squared, x to the 5th. I know that 2 plus 5 is 7, so x to the 7. And those steps are the same whether there's 2 things or whether there are a ton of things down here. I'm going to skip down to 34 because it looks ugly. So 1/4, I'm going to start out with 1/4 times 8 times negative 6. I can type that in my calculator and we get negative 12. And then I'm going to work with my m's. I always going to put my letters in alphabetical order. So m and m squared would give me m to the 3rd. N and n squared would also give me n to the 3rd. All the way through 20 through 34 is just multiplying. And then 35 through 38 is a mixed practice. It's huge that we remember that when we talk about order of operations, we multiply before doing any adding or subtracting. Okay? Work through this whole page. Check yourself before you work on the homework page. Okay? This is just practice. The key shows you step by step how to solve it. What is titled homework is what is actually going in the grade book. So use this. If you get stuck, pause. You can send me a picture of your work and ask for help. You can shoot me an email, or Miss Stramel can call my classroom. She knows how to do that. Get busy.